Welcome back, y'all. Today I just went to Walmart because it's my off day and I'm going to make a beef pot roast, and hopefully I'm going to portion it up and get it into the freezer and I can have portions that I can blend. So let's get started and I'll show you how I make my pot roast. Sort of the way my mom does, but since I'm not going to be tasting it, I can add whatever I want. So let's get started. I have washed my hands, so I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan because I can. I bought a bag of carrots. You can use any type of carrots. This is just what Walmart had this morning because they had not got through restocking. So I'm looking at maybe 5 or 6 portions, hopefully. Carrots are pretty good for you. Let's put the whole bag. I also have these tomatoes that I had bought the other day, and they need to be used. So we're going to put them in there. Alright, set this aside. I've got my oven already preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to add some cabbage to mine. I'm going to cut it into big chunks. Just going to toss that in. All right. I think that's good on the cabbage. I got bunnies in the backyard. They'll love to eat that. So I'm going to put this outside for the bunnies a little bit later. Let's stick it in the sink right now. Now I got a chuck roast. It says chuck pot roast. My mom, of course, will just put it in there whole, because that's usually how we eat it. But I think I'm going to try to cut this up already into portions, because when I fix my roast, I cook it till it's dead. It's really dead, because I only like pot roast when it's fall apart. I know I'm going to be blending it, but I'm going to still cook it like I want to. So I'm going to cut it into possibly what I think portions will be. So follow me and not while I get it cut up. That's mostly a piece of fat. I'm going to put that in there because it's good, but it'll eventually melt away. Okay, ended up with 2 pieces of fat. Almost get those down the side. And now I'm going to grab some flour and I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my pot roast. I just got some all-purpose flour. You can use self-rising, basically anything. Dot's outside and now she wants in. Alright, I got the hands washed again. I'm going to use Redmond real salt. You can Google that. It's sea salt and it comes from Utah. Salt and pepper. I'm going to do that to both sides. Along with some flour. I'm going to throw this away afterwards. I'm not going to double dip. Don't worry. All right, now I'm going to salt and pepper the other side. And flour it. All right, I'm going to nestle these down in here. I want them setting on some of the vegetables so the juices can be everywhere. And I want to set them kind of low because I'm going to be putting water in here that'll cover them. All right. I know I had an apple sitting out, but I don't think I want to put it in there. All right. These are cubes of bone broth, beef bone broth that I made not too long ago, and they'll melt. I'm going to put 4 of these in there. You can put as many as you want or put none at all, and my hands are clean again. And I bought some beefy onion soup mix, and I just looked over here. I had an onion I meant to use and didn't because I keep forgetting to use my onions. These things never tear. I'm going to sprinkle this soup mix. Dot sees somebody outside. And then I want to try to cover the meat with water. Try not to pour the water directly on the meat because I want that soup mix to really get down in it. All right. Now I'm going to put the lid on it and put it in the oven, and I let mine cook probably about 4 hours. Now the way my mom makes it is she will even take the frozen roast. Yeah. She'll freeze it, she'll take it out of the freezer, she'll put salt and pepper on both sides and put flour on both sides. Then she'll put maybe some vegetables in the bottom, like the carrots. Sometimes she'll put onions, and sometimes she'll put potatoes. I was going to put potatoes in here, but I didn't buy any, and mine were all wrinkled, so I had to throw them away. But anyway, Mom will do that, and she'll put the frozen roast in here and do everything else just like I did, but she won't put tomatoes. She doesn't put cabbage. She will just use maybe onions and carrots and maybe potatoes. She'll put the frozen roast on top of the vegetables, put the soup mix on there, and she'll cover it, make sure there's full of water, and then she bakes in the oven for about 4 hours. So I'm going to get this in the oven, and we'll come back when it's done and see how I did. And then we'll get it all portioned up, and I'll get it in the freezer for you. Alright, it's about 4 hours later, and it's out of the oven. I did find some mushrooms in my refrigerator that needed to be used, so right after I put it in the oven, I took it out and put the mushrooms in there. Let's get out one of the pieces of meat. Alright, that's how I like my roast. It's basically just pull apart. I did taste it, but I burnt my tongue because it's so hot and I'm stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna get this delicious pot roast plated up. I think I had cut 5 pieces, and I have some of these. I bought these at Walmart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper in the bottom of it, and I'm going to put each serving of meat in here, and then put vegetables and the juice, because I want the juice too, because that's going to be good to blend. Then when they cool down some, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator to cool them completely, and once they're completely cool, I'm going to then pop them in the freezer and freeze them hard, and then I'll be able to take them out of this, and I can vacuum seal them and keep them longer, and then I can blend each day as I want, and they'll keep longer not blended. You can go on the CDC's website and find out exactly what you should do about blended food and non-blended food, on how long you can keep it in the refrigerator and freezer. I will be vacuum sealing mine in my food saver, so it won't get freezer burned. I think it'll last like a month. So there you have it. Let's get it plated up. Alrighty, I actually got 7 portions out of that $12 roast. The bag of carrots was roughly $1. I think the cabbage was maybe about $1, $1.25. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the receipt. Leftover tomatoes, leftover mushrooms, and some stock bone broth, actually, that I made a while back out of some beef bones that I bought. Let's see. Well, I had to get the onion soup mix, which I think is like $1 or $2. Anyway, this came up not very expensive. I'm gonna have 7 meals. Now in this one, this was the last one, and it has not many vegetables. I don't even think there's a mushroom in there. But what I'm gonna do with this is, because I have plenty of cabbage, I will boil some cabbage in the juice of this later to get it all firmed up. If I want to add some more carrots, I've got some of those. I also have corn. I might add corn to it. And I have some vegetable baby food. I can always add that, because remember, I am going to be blending this in the blender and putting it through my G-tube, so I'm not going to be eating it. So if the items I'm putting together doesn't sound too good, it's okay. I'm not going to taste it. But anyway, I just wanted to show you one roast has gotten me this many meals, and they'll blend up nicely. I hope. I haven't blended beef yet, so let's hope that goes well. Might blend it up here shortly and we'll check it out. But I'm gonna have that for dinner, so I'm gonna do it tonight. So I'll wait and I'll video it for tonight. But anyway, there you go. This is having a blenderized meal. and regular cooking. So if my family were here, I could have made the roast as I would normally without the cabbage and the tomatoes and stuff like that. And we could have still, everybody could have had a meal. Mine would have just been blended and gone through the G-tube. As you can see, it's dinner time. I put that extra one in here. I added a little bit more cabbage, and I added a sweet potato patty because I had it. And the meat will break up pretty easily. So I'm going to put this all in the blender. Alrighty, I'm going to get this set on the base, and I'm going to get it blended up, and I might have to add some more water. I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. And now it's all blended. This is what it looks like. And it's a little hot still, so I'm going to pour it in a cup, and I'm going to let it cool off, and then I'm going to have dinner. And by the way, I did stick my finger in here and taste it. It tastes pretty good too. So this is a blended meal that I made, and show you can blend almost anything. Enjoy.